Hey gang, Lou here from Jersey Shore Fabricators. So on my Jeep, we ran into a problem. The transmission was the problem. I couldn't afford to get a reman transmission put in it, so got one out of a junkyard. Now on the WJs, your 99 to 2004 Grand Cherokees, they all have the 42 RE transmission. And there's this thing that you can't use an early transmission, which means a 99 to 2000, and a 2001 up WJ. That's the way I understand it. If I'm off by a year, I'm sure somebody's going to roast me, whatever. What I found the reason why is that the early trucks, 99 to 2000, use a separate transmission control module. On the 2001 ups, the transmission control module is actually built into the PCM. So how everything works and how it receives signals is a little different. The transmissions themselves are the same. Let me show you what I'm talking about. So the transmission, the valve body, the inner workings are all the same. What's different are the actual electronics that go around it. So you're going to have your transmission control, your torque converter control solenoid and your overdrive solenoid. That's the only thing really electronic inside of here. Other than that, it's basically your old school 727 or 500 series 518 manual hydraulic shift transmission. So we're getting this out, we're going to get all this out, and then we're going to drop the pan on the actual truck itself, and we're going to swap it out. Now the parts themselves look identical to each other, but the replacement parts have different part numbers because they work differently. I don't know if this is going to work. I'm just videoing this to see if it does work, and if it doesn't work, well, I spent a lot of time talking for nothing because I'm going to be deleting this. Okay, so a couple things I want to point out. The first thing you're going to take off is your outside harness. This mounts through the transmission right here. This is where your harness goes on to. You pull off your harness. There's 3 screws. They're all T25 Torx. They go on the side of the transmission here, and then you pull this whole thing out. Now once you do that, you're going to come over to this side of the transmission where you're going to have this solenoid. Now this solenoid, you can remove this plastic connector and pull the whole thing out. Rather than taking a chance on breaking it, we're just going to take this whole block and take it right over to the vehicle because it's the same from one to the other. What's different is the solenoid. And then of course we have the torque converter lock mechanism here, or lock solenoid here, which again is held on with a couple of T25s. Then it's on the ground. Okay, so there's 3 screws total, one here, one on the bottom, and this one in the middle. And what you'll notice is when you take everything apart, there are no magic parts to fall out, get lost. Don't lose the screws. And you have in your hands what should be the difference between a 99 and 2001 A15, 42RE, 44RE transmission. Now, we just have to get it in the other transmission. All right, so like I was saying, with the differences between the solenoid packs, your older transmission, 99 and 2000, is going to have this metal fitting on here. The 2001 up is going to have this plastic fitting. And when we look at the wiring that's coming in, they're completely different from each other as far as color. So the solenoids operate differently. Everything is different, but it physically bolts in. So we're going to go get this on the truck, fill it up, and take it for a drive. Well, now if you're going to attempt something this major, getting into the transmission and swapping parts over, you know, it's only 130 bucks. I know it sounds like a lot, but it's not. But what you want to do, as far as preventive maintenance anyway, go ahead and replace the solenoids that are in here. So we have a new accumulator, new pressure sensor, and the overdrive and torque converter solenoids. All comes in this pack right here. Got this from Cascade Transmission. They got a lot of videos online about the 42RE solenoids, so look them up, and then you can buy everything through their eBay store. So I'm going to get this torn apart, and I'm going to try to show you how this all goes together. All right, so with the kit, I misspoke earlier. But what you get is you get a new speedometer output sensor, new accumulator, filter. You get rubber gaskets. I prefer the OEM Mopar one. It's a reusable gasket. Get a new gasket for whatever goes here. New updated spring, which I believe is going to go in here. And oh yeah, the actual pressure sensor that goes there. Now your accumulator, when you go to put it in, you'll see it has a little ring on it. This heat shield has to go in there. And then okay, so you're going to have this go in. This part here goes over your sensor. You're going to push down till you hear a click like that. And that's it. She is home. Alright guys, so here's the deal. I already put this transmission together, and it was kind of a fail. I couldn't get out of second gear. I didn't know why. I had, so I took a guess that I needed this solenoid kit. Now the solenoid kit also comes with this 3/4 accumulator spring. It's an upgraded version. So I went back, and Cascade Transmissions has a video on YouTube on how to put this master solenoid kit in. So originally I wasn't going to replace it. I'm like, oh, I'm sure it's fine. And then I took off the cover where it goes, and here's what we got. Here's my 3/4 accumulator spring. It's in 3 pieces. So, always do your forensics. There's always a reason why something doesn't work. In this case, yeah, we got a spring that's in 3 pieces. Alright, and where that goes is when you pull this out of here, the 3/4 accumulator, it's going to go right up in this cavity here. This is your 3/4 spring, piston here. So that guy's going to go in there. That guy's going to go in there. Yeah. All right. Well, let's get it back together and clean up this mess. Oh my goodness. All right, gang. So here's the score. 2004 Grand Cherokee. Transmission went bad on it. Went to the junkyard. Got another one. Turns out that transmission was from a 2000. I thought the cutoff was 99. So my bad. I said, fine, I'll take it, and then once I took it, it's, hey, I got your money, you got the trans, your problem. So I wasn't going to let that beat me. So I did some research and found out, just like I showed you in the video. Yeah, the only difference is the harness and the solenoids. So went to Cascade Transmission, ordered their RE solenoid master kit, put those in. And if it wasn't for the fact that it came with the new accumulator spring, I never would have known that spring was broken. So I would have taken it to the transmission shop, and they would have taken it apart and said, hey dummy, here's your spring in 3 pieces. So good on Cascade Transmission for doing that. Well, everything's together. The truck drives great. I got 4, some people call it 5th overdrive, but I got 4 gears now. Reverse is fine. No funny noises, nothing weird going on, no leaks, everything is great. I think I actually tracked down my emissions problem too while I was at it, because now it's overdue for inspection. But yeah, so if anybody out there is working on a 2000 up Grand Cherokee, and they say you can't use a 2000 down or 99 42 RE transmission, let this video be proof that you can actually do it, and it works great. No codes from the transmission, everything's wonderful. So, now I'm going to take a shower, because this is my 3rd bath in ATF. Actually, this time wasn't so bad. I've actually gotten pretty good at this, and I don't want to be good at it. Transmissions is not my thing. So, it's really not that hard. A few screws, solenoid's done, and you're down the road. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give us a like, subscribe, hit the bell to get notifications when we have new videos coming out, and catch us on all social media on Facebook and Instagram, and if I feel like it's something on Twitter. Until we see you next time, peace.